All right. We are 1000% not cheating and doing tomorrow's show, aka Friday's show, today on a Thursday afternoon. Ignore that. Ignore that I'm wearing the same shirt that I'm posting today for film review. But welcome to Friday. I hope all is well. We have another show for you. And on top of that, you're going to be able to see this on YouTube. But for whatever reason, some of you have asked for a podcast. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but we'll have the audio just for you over on the podcast as well that we will post over on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at Joseph Griffin JG. I hope you are doing well. We got a show today, or a loaded show, I should say. We are going to talk about, does college football need to be fixed? We're going to get into the portal. We're going to get into the NIL, talk about some of the discussions from the previous show that I talked about with a former NFL and college or a collegiate quarterback and his issues on that, how to solve those particular issues if there are ways to solve them. And then we're going to talk about one of the biggest things, in my opinion, is the disconnect between the fan and the player growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and maybe unrightfully so. And this might be the biggest catch of them all, both sides are to blame. So welcome in. We are enjoying essentially just college football is almost done. We're a couple days away from the national championship game. Heading into basketball season, going to watch the men and women's team this weekend or Thursday today for Don State and the Gamecocks, and Saturday we'll be there as well. But never a bad time to talk college football. We're going to get straight into just talking about, does college football need to be fixed? Short answer, yes, it does. With or before I get myself into any trouble, I want to clarify this. I am 1000% for the athlete making money off their name, image, and likeness. What NIL was created for, to make money off of your name, your image, and your likeness, to allow companies to come and say, hey, we would like to promote you, or you promote our business. That's what NIL was for. NIL was not for collectives, was not meant for collectives to be able to sit there and collect money to pay players. That's not what it was meant or designed for. It's not. Some people will disagree with me. Some people might not like that take. So be it. That's a hill I'm willing to die on. Name, image, and likeness was meant for you as an athlete to be able to make money off of your name, and deservingly and rightfully so. It was never created for collectives to be built to give high school kids millions and millions and millions and millions, and sometimes 8 millions, if that number is even true, dollars. It just wasn't. Now, do I think there needs to be some type of plan in place? And I talked about this with a good friend of mine as well, in terms of a salary, if you will, 1000%. I do. And I think it needs to be based off of what, kind of like an equal field, if you will. Like, hey, every single player on your roster at the University of South Carolina, at the University of Clemson, University of Southern California, Texas A&M, yada, 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 so on and so forth. All of you have to pay every person on your roster $40,000 a year. It's going to happen. Has to happen. Regardless of what school you go to, boom, you're getting $40,000 a year. You will also get to make money off of your name, image, and likeness. Now, that does not mean collectives get to still do this and do that, and boosters get to slide money under the table. No. This is, now that everyone has a set price that every single athlete will get paid, you can go make your own money with the outside world. What I mean by that, you have the car dealerships, you have the restaurants, stuff like that. but in no way, shape, or form should the universities be involved. I think that's a great issue, and it's not, or a great way to fix the issue. And it's not mine. I'm not taking credit for that issue at all. My buddy Jamie Goodman, I don't know if you'll ever watch the show, but that's his idea. And I love every single bit of it because now it equals the playing field. Now we get rid of this under the table NIL stuff that is causing this disconnect between the fan and the player. Saying I can't support anyone when they're just going to jump into the portal the next year. That needs to be fixed too. The NCAA needs to grow with fine and do something about it. However, is that going to be something that happens? Highly doubtful. So what do? I don't know. I think the issues and the way to resolve it are all there. It's all easy. It's almost, for lack of a better word, you'd have to be dumb not to see the issue. And I think that's all you need to do. So I think NIL and the portal need to be fixed. I think you need to go back to the portal. If you want to transfer, you have to sit out a year, period. I don't care what the thing is. And I know that might sound extremely crazy because South Carolina picked up 3 really good backs, a defensive end, and some other players from the portal as well. They should sit because this is a trickle-down effect in college now. It's affecting high school recruiting. If you're not a top 150, 200, even 300 player anymore, good luck getting into college, which there's never anything wrong with going D1, D2, D3, and everything else as well. There's not. You should go, if you love the game that much, to wherever you can to continue that dream. Period. End of story. That's to high school recruits. But it's having an effect, the transfer portal is. And if you can enforce that, like, hey, if you want to go, have fun, you're going to sit out a year. Boom. Regardless of where you go, regardless of reason. I think it all needs to be fixed. However, and I told you this, and we're kind of all throwing this like into one big collective run, if you will. It's not just on the athletes. It's not just on the universities. It's on the fans too. It's on beat writers. It's on media members as well. And I see the most common sentence, phrase, if you will, not just from South Carolina fans, from every fan base, Clemson, Georgia, Texas, Florida, Alabama, you name it. There are so many fans that run their mouths more than what they should or do things they should not do. For example, don't know if y'all saw, there was an Alabama fan that gave out the address of, I believe, of the center. The center received death threats. That's insane. That's asinine. That is supposed to be quote unquote tolerated. It's not. And the statement that usually follows that is they get paid. They should be able to take it. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to tell you, I 1000% disagree with that statement to the max. Do I think it's fair that fans are being asked to donate, and then players leave? Absolutely not. I don't think it's fair at all. I think that needs to be fixed. We've already worked on that side of things. We've already resolved that issue, right? The issue now becomes what gives you the right to constantly belittle, to send death threats, to put out players' phone numbers, to put out their addresses, to constantly degrade athletes because they get paid to do it. You get paid to do your job. I don't think there's anybody there sitting there belittling you, harassing you, going on a message board. Oh, Jimmy today did a shitty job at putting the papers in the vanilla folder the right way. And that is not a bash on if your job is putting papers in vanilla folders. It's when you do your job the wrong way, you probably get fired. And you should have. Just like if guys aren't doing what they're supposed to do, they get those talks at the end of the season. Hey, man, maybe it's just not working out. Maybe we should kind of part ways. You should go get a change of scenery, get a fresh start. That's how it works. But you don't get thousands and thousands and thousands of fans tweeting at you, going to message boards, doing all those things, just constantly degrading you, not only as a human, but as a football player. Heck, not just football players, all sports. I think we have lost this or we are, I say, a lot of fans are now in this mindset of whether it's professional football or college sports or whatever it is, that because we as fans pay money, we are entitled to X, Y, Z. I'm here to tell you, it's just not, in my opinion. And again, a lot of you might disagree with that. And that's what things like this are for, to disagree. We can disagree. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. We need to be able to find a median here, a middle ground where we can all stand on. Portal, NIL has to be fixed. And the NCAA has to be the one to fix it. They have to grow a pair of balls and fix it. And a good, it like and not only fix it, but to penalize teams that try to do it. Again, Buddy Jamie recommended you throw that, hey, let's do 40 grand a year. And if X booster tries to slide money and gets caught, which I think this alone should go ahead and just take, not even try it, you lose 3 years of bowl eligibility. Something like that. You can't go to a bowl for 3 straight years, whether that be the playoffs, yada, yada, yada. Your scholarships now also go from 85 to 70, along with some big penalty of some sort, whatever that case may be. That'll stop your schools from doing it because guess what? Believe it or not, players don't want to go play if you don't have any future in a playoff. Believe it or not, some players still want to win championships. Players aren't going to be able to come, or you're going to be very selectful of what scholarships you give out if you have that knocked down and doing that because you decided to go against those NIL laws. There are ways to fix it where the athletes can get paid rightfully so, but now the only way you can fix the fan side of things is understand you're not entitled to everything just because you pay money. You're entitled to go to the game. You're entitled to go have fun. You're entitled to go boo if you want to, I guess. I don't know what you think booing is going to do at a game, but you're allowed to do it because you're there. Just don't aggravate anybody. But there is no reason to constantly bash college athletes or professional athletes just because we pay money to do so. Like, no. Again, and it's the people that always get me for or makes me laugh is I have children. My children won't ever be as soft as that. My children won't have social media to read those message boards. Hello, it's 2023. If you are a high school student, whether or athlete, and you're not on message or social media putting out your film, you might not ever get seen. It's not 1970 anymore where you could just send film by mail or carrier pigeon. You need to have some type of social media presence. Am I telling you to be some TikTok famous person? Absolutely not. I think that's ridiculous. But I am telling you that you have to have some type of presence so you can be found some type of way. So that's just ridiculous. And calling someone soft because they're hiding behind a Twitter profile or a Facebook profile or an Instagram page. What does that make you? And again, I'm not here to attack the players. I'm not here to attack the coaches. And I'm definitely not here to attack the fans who have supported me on this YouTube page and over on Twitter. I'm not attacking anyone. I'm telling everybody, get a grip, man. Figure it out. NCAA, do your job. And if they're not going to, conferences, do your job. You can step up and promote these regulations, stuff like that. Fans, keep your mouth shut. Not everything needs to be put on a message board. I'm not sitting here telling you I don't think X player does bad or Y player does bad, but my job is to say, hey, he did bad. This is why he did bad. This is how we can fix it. Not he sucks. He should go die. and yada, 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 like Bama fans were doing. That's nonsense, man. We have to find this happy median of constructive criticism on the fan side. Make it useful criticism. Don't make it where we just run our mouths just to run our mouths and we can hide behind that little egg emoji or avatar or whatever on Twitter. No, constructive criticism. Believe it or not, players know they mess up, coaches know they mess up. Should certain players and certain coaches say a little bit less on social media and say a little bit less during press conferences and not really get themselves in trouble, which every coach does it, by the way. Just certain coaches get covered more than others. Absolutely. But at some point, it's got to be you need to hold yourself accountable and be like, what am I doing? I'm tweeting at this 19-year-old because he decided to enter the transfer portal for whatever reason, which it goes on. And I am not speaking on a specific player, but a lot of people forget not every person enters the transfer portal because they want to. Y'all, they might be asked to. Hey, bud, this didn't work out. Let's get you over here. Not every decision being made is made because of money and is made because of, oh, I don't like South Carolina. It's not. And I think a lot of people forget that. And I think a lot of people need to be reminded of that. However, in that same breath, your fandom is what makes South Carolina great. It's what makes other colleges great. Your fandom is what makes college football unlike any other. Sitting in Williams-Brice Stadium in the freaking press box thinking I'm about to die because the stadium is swaying everywhere. Like, that's what makes college football. Without fans, there is no college football worth watching. You're the NFL, which there are people that love the NFL, and I'm not taking a swipe at the NFL. Ain't got nothing on college football, in my opinion, with the atmosphere that they can create. That's what the fans do. Let's just not run our mouth every chance we get. Let's not attack a player every chance we get. Let's not attack a coach every chance we get just because it gives you some type of satisfaction to get attention on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. That's it. That's all I'm asking. Continue to do what you do best, and that's be great. That's be loud. That's share your opinions. Do it in a way that it's tasteful. Do it in a way that, hey, somebody takes something from that. That's simple. Myself included. I am not sitting here telling you I have never bashed a player because I have. And am I telling you it's right? No, absolutely not. But I'm doing better. I'm learning. We're trying to do it the way that we can build relationships and we can educate each other. That's it. That's all I think needs to happen. Do there need to be problems fixed with NIL and on the fans and with the portal and with coaches and with players and with media members? 100%. There is no one party that is 100% at fault by themselves. There is no one party that needs to only fix their end of things. Everyone has to be able to do a little bit of something to make sure that the game that not only I love, but you love. I mean, I don't know if anyone else can come or just wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning and can watch football from 9 a.m. with college game day or whatever you're watching, the Big Ten Network, whatever, all the way until the Pac-2 now finally finishes at midnight. I can, and I love it. Only way we're going to continue to be able to do that is if something gets fixed in all aspects. And I hope it does, but I can't promise you it will. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I didn't make you mad. Hopefully I didn't make you sad, I guess. I thank you and appreciate all of your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We will see you next time.